Thank you to the Wayne Trace cheerleaders. A very busy time for the school encompasses Haviland and Payne and all the surrounding areas. Wayne Trace football, we will talk a little bit later in the show. Coach Speller in the house here at Frickers, talk with a few of the players as well. But we're going to focus on basketball right now with Coach Jim Linder, also the athletic director, Colby Spees down at the end, quarterback on the football team, pretty good basketball player as well. Coach and AD. Been a crazy week, few weeks for you, hasn't it?
It has been a crazy week. Wearing two hats right now, so we're just trying to maintain what we have, the players that we do have coming to practice, but at the same time, balance a football schedule. And it's been awkward, I tell you that, but it's been very fun. And like I say, school spirit is really up at our place right now.
You have to have a contingency plan for a contingency plan. If the team wins, this happens, just everything changes, it seems.
That's correct. We had to have a meeting just to see what would happen if A, B, or C happens.
Really?
And then six things that would happen if that happened. So it's been interesting. It's been interesting, but very, very good for our school district.
So Van Wert County tip-off changing a little bit. That first night, it'll be Lincoln View at Van Wert, a JV tip at 6, and then the varsity at 7:30. The winner of that one comes back Saturday, takes on Crestview. Wayne Trace gets to reschedule the first game against Crestview. You already have on the regular season schedule in February anyway.
That's correct.
And then you got to reschedule the loser of that Lincoln View Van Wert game, and you already play Lincoln View as well, right?
That's right.
So you're going to see both teams within 2.5 months, perhaps.
Right,
Twice.
and then possibly see one of them or so in the tournament again, you know. So it's possible we could play a team 3 times.
Wow.
Yeah, that's not fun, but that's the way it goes. So.
That's right. Well, take us through the basketball portion first. All this brought to you by Lee Kinsel. We appreciate their partnership here on WOSN. You have 2 guys in the gym right now, your sons that are varsity, and then a bunch of freshmen. What are you getting done?
Well, right now we're getting a lot of conditioning in, we're getting a lot of shooting in, and we're trying to keep it competitive as possible for them and make it interesting. Yet, you know, we're trying not to make it boring for them, but
right.
We're going to be in shape, and all we can do right now is make sure these guys are ready when the football team joins us.
Colby Spees, we'll talk football in a little bit on the show, but let's look at basketball first. You had such a great year last year, the 20 wins, GMC champs. When did you get a chance to reflect on what a great year that was? Was it right after the season? Was it in the summer? When did you think back?
It was more in the summer because we led that great season on into summer, winning a lot of tournaments, and it just reflected on all of us to make sure that we had to keep our heads up. We were GMC champs, and we want to prove that again this year.
Take us through your summer. Where are some of the places you played?
We played at Bluffton, played at Defiance, ONU, and we went to Bluffton again, and I think another one, I can't remember. But we played pretty good in each and every one of those.
Coach, how much do you take out of those summer events? Obviously, there's not as much hands-on for the coach, but a chance for the team to play together, I think, is a real nice improvement in high school basketball in general when you hear so much about CYO and all the other stuff that goes on, AAU, that's not necessarily your team. You get a chance to do that sometimes.
Right. A lot of things, what you get out of the summer is we as coaches try to get chemistry and just make sure we see certain kids play well together and certain kids don't play as well together. So. But this team gelled really well. I mean, last year we were tall and long and lanky.
Right.
This year we're more quicker, and we hope we can do some other things with pressing, and we can press a lot more and things like that.
So a lot of changes, would you say, from last year's team to this year's team as far as systems go, or just going towards the talent? We're going to do what we can do.
We're going to try to adapt to what we have, and we think one of our strengths is our speed this year. So, back in the old days, we used to press, run, and gun, and that's kind of what we're going to go after. We're going to try to make it fun for the kids, and that's what the strengths that we have this year.
Gives you a chance to tell some stories, too, right, about the old days?
And it does, right.
Colby, great football season last year, great basketball season, into a great football season. Do you feel like the momentum is building for Wayne Trace sports, in particular the guys?
Oh, yeah, it's going great because a winning mind creates wins. And the school is up with us, the community is up with us, and it just carries into each and every sport we play.
From a basketball standpoint, we move on. Does the Green Meadows Conference get your focus after kind of all this stuff fleshes itself out? Is that kind of where your attention goes? What's the mindset as a coach?
Well, at this point, we're going to be back 2 or 3 weeks, maybe 4 weeks. You never know that. And right now, all we can do is prepare for our league play, which starts in January. And the league will be competitive. I mean, Sonora and Edgerton are going to be at the top with us, and hopefully, and Antwerp's going to battle us. Ayersville's stronger again this year, so the league's going to be competitive.
We have a few Wayne Trace games on the docket. We will have the Miller City game on the 21st, assuming that one still goes on. We'll probably won't get backed up too much there. That might be the opener, right?
That could be.
That'd be great. WKSD covering that one. Well, the Fairview game, take advantage of the Thursday night affair. Jefferson at Wayne Trace, and then the second Wayne Trace Crestview game on February the 8th. When we come back, we will talk more basketball with Wayne Trace, and still to come, we're talking football. All brought to you by Lee Kinsel here at Frickers on WOSN.
We are Wayne Trace. We are Wayne Trace. We are Wayne Trace.
We are having some fun here at Frickers with Wayne Trace. We're talking basketball, and then we will talk football coming up as well, joined by one of the two sport. You play a spring sport too? You're a three-sport guy, Devin?
Yes, I do.
Okay, three-sport guy. Devin Wenslick sitting next to me. He just had a nice, long, windy football practice, and down on the end, one of those two varsity guys getting ready for the basketball season in the gym, Corbin Linder. Let's start with you, Devin. You're thinking football, but reflect kind of on the basketball season. How special was it, that 20-win GMC championship year?
Oh, it was special, especially setting the standard, setting a winning standard at Wayne Trace again, because I remember when I was younger, Wayne Trace always dominated the GMC, and then we kind of hit a rut, and finally getting that GMC title under our belts to kind of try to set a standard again at Wayne Trace of winning.
Yeah, you talk about that standard. Al Welch is here. He's watching the show, and I know he's helping out with some of the younger guys as well. It's neat to see Wayne Trace back. Wouldn't you agree, Corbin? Neat to see Wayne Trace back playing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty good. How's it going being one of the two varsity guys in the gym? Your dad said you guys are running quite a bit. Is that?
I would say running is an understatement. A lot of running is an understatement. But, yeah, it's different, but I'm really proud to be a Raider at this point in time because our football program is up and the spirit is up, and it's a lot of fun watching them play.
Were you in the student section last week on Friday?
Yeah.
What was that you guys released at the beginning? Was that powder?
That was baby powder.
Baby powder. At first it looked like smoke, and I was like, that's kind of cool. And then I thought, is that illegal? And then I thought, maybe not. They're all still there. No one's getting ejected. But I like that. I was on the other sideline, and I got to see that. That was my open shot. But anyway, looking ahead to basketball season, I know you want the football guys to do well, Corbin, but just how much are you looking forward to having them come back in the gym with you?
I can't wait. I mean, I've played with these guys for how many years when I was younger, so now to get to play with every one of them, even my brother, it's pretty exciting. Can't wait.
11 points a game last year, 62 threes. You going to try and make a few more threes this year? Is that the goal?
That's definitely the goal, yeah.
You're going to be firing them up. Coach said a little more offense, a little more that fast-breaking style. How excited are you for that?
I mean, it should be exciting for the fans at least, but it'll be a different style of play from going play a lot of zone last year to pressing this year. I mean, we're quicker. We're not as tall, but we're quicker. So it'll fit us. It'll fit our style of play.
Devin, are you a fast, up and down the floor kind of guy?
I would say for how I am as a post, that fits me better because I'm not going to overpower somebody. I'm not ridiculously tall. I got to rely more on running the floor and just outworking people. So I actually love that we're going to the full court press and the fast games.
Wayne Trace basketball adjusting their schedule for that football success. We will talk with the football guys next here on WOSN, all at Frickers on WOSN. Thank you to the Wayne Trace cheerleaders for coming out on a Tuesday night. It's here at Frickers. It's all brought to you by Lee Kinsel. They've been providing us our football previews from Wayne Trace all year long. Coach Speller sitting next to me. He's the newcomer to the set. We've heard from Colby Spees. We've heard from Devin Wenslick, and we'll put on our football hats now. And, Coach, been a fun ride. Last year, I know the frustration of going 9-1, not making the playoffs. Well, you're making up for lost time this year. Just kind of take us through the season and how special it's been.
That was a bit frustrating at the end of the Fairview game last year, going 9-1 and not making the playoffs. But at the same time, it fueled us through the preseason. The guys did a lot of work in the off season, right after football season. The guys that weren't in other sports were dedicated to the weight room. And when summer came and we got everybody back around, it was just a really intense time in the weight room. And the guys had a really great summer with 7-on-7s and things like that. I think we went like 20-something and 2 or 3 or something like that in our 7-on-7. So very successful summer. And then, it just really carried over into the season. We had 9-1 season this year, one blemish on there. We lost the GMC championship to Nora. But like we said last week when we beat Nora, we were glad that we lost, actually. We learned a lot from that. We learned a lot about ourselves. We learned about mistakes that we were making, and it came at a great time because when we had to go up against Tenor again and play them, she was on the other foot.
Yeah, it seemed like they couldn't contain your speed. I mean, you're throwing right over the top of them. How good did that make you feel to get out to that lead there in the first half?
It was very relieving when that first pass went for a touchdown and Corbin Shoulder caught that. It was a 79-yard touchdown pass. It was just like, the elephant was off your back. It was just a big sigh of relief. And at that point, you just felt the energy really go up with the team, and we knew that that was going to be our night.
Colby, it felt like no one could tackle you. You were spinning out of stuff. The two-point conversions were all circus plays, and you always found somebody open. Just how special did you feel like everything was going your way that night?
Oh yeah, it was pretty fun that night. I mean, the receivers got open, but I don't know truly how I got out of those tackles. But just try to keep the play alive and find an open guy, and it happened to work.
What's it like this time of year? It's 28 degrees, it's windy, but you're still playing. You're in the playoffs. They're changing basketball tournaments because of you guys. It's got to be a special feeling.
Oh yeah, it's very special, but it's cold outside some days. But it's very special to me and the team and the community, and it's just special to know that we're in week 13 and we can go on and we have a good chance to go further than any other team in Wayne Trace history.
Coach, how have you adjusted practice, or haven't you? Has it been the same old, same old?
It's pretty much been the same old, same old. We haven't changed a whole lot. Biggest difference is we're practicing on the game field now rather than the practice field. And, the game field's a little smoother, and the guys are more excited. We've been, we haven't done a whole lot different. We still run our 7-on-7s and individual drills and come together and run our plays together, defensively and offensively, keeping it business as usual for the most part.
Devin, how have you seen the lines come together and get stronger as the season progresses?
Like offense and defense line? Yeah. We've gotten a lot better, especially running the ball. That was one of the big things we learned after the Tenora loss, is that we realized, we knew we relied on the pass, but we realized how truly one-dimensional we were after that game. So we made a huge effort the rest of the weeks to make sure we get a running game established, and the offensive line has just been absolutely amazing in controlling the run game and allowing the pass game to open up a little bit for Colby and his receivers.
Devin, how is it around the schools? How is it around the halls? I mean, we hear about Spirit being in a record high. Give us some examples.
Well, it's kind of a Spirit competition. Each grade had their own hallway to do, and the juniors had an amazing hallway. They had hung Christmas lights up on the ceiling. Oh, wow. They had posters that were the length of the whole hallway talking about to beat the Rams and stuff like that. The seniors had a great hallway with paper ribbon, chain link stuff hanging on the ceilings. Even the 8th grade and the 7th grade was getting involved. I mean, everybody. It was just absolutely amazing. I've never seen the community be so involved. And honestly, when we showed up for our Thursday practice to all that decoration, I was just so, I kind of choked up a little bit because I was so proud, Yeah. It was just so awesome to see everybody care so much about what we're doing and how we're having such a positive influence on the students of Wayne Trace.
Coach, did you feel that then on the sidelines at Lima Stadium last week?
The crowd was electric Friday night. It was, when a big play would happen and they did just start cheering, you could just feel the energy behind us. And there was one time one of our players, Chucky Chastain, got hurt, and we were coming back off the field, and they started chanting Chucky's name, and boy, the guys just got all excited, and the fans have just been outstanding. Yeah.
Did you feel it on the field? Could you hear them, even though they were a little bit removed?
We could definitely hear them, especially on offense. Sometimes it was hard to get the snap count off, and it was fun. It was very fun.
You have to quiet them down. The quarterback's the NFL.
Yeah, I actually did that one time.
Coach, you're looking ahead to Ada. This is a team that a lot of people have said, they won't win this game. They win. They won't win this game. They win. They just keep rolling it. What impresses you about the Bulldogs?
Speed.
Okay.
They're a typical Bob Olwine spread offense team, and they've got very good speed. They're typical Ada kids, too. They're very hard-nosed, aggressive kids. So that's our biggest thing when we watch them on film. They are going to come hit you, and they're going to come quickly. The quarterback, Matt Wilcox, he's a heck of an athlete. We've got to really make sure that we keep him contained, and this guy over here is going to do a good job of that, I'm sure, keeping him in the pocket and making sure he's not running all over the place on us.
Devin, when do you start learning about the team? Was it Sunday night? Was it Saturday night that you start looking at Ada stuff and focusing on them?
It was Friday night.
Okay.
I mean, right when we got back from Lima, there's about 10 of us football players that stayed the night at one of our friends' house, and we actually turned on WOSN.
Oh, nice. Very good.
And we saw that their broadcast was just starting, playing the rerun of the game, and we're like, well, this is convenient. So we're like, because we were wondering how in the world they won 35-0.
Right.
We just wanted to see what they've done to make themselves become more complete as a unit. And when we watched it, it was a good scouting tool for us, especially to get the head start. So.
Coach, does that make you proud to hear your team is already on the scouting tapes, getting the scouting report going?
They were on it before I was, because I didn't get home by the time, and I don't get WOSN on my dish, so I didn't get to watch it. And I was working on breaking down the Tenora game, so I'm really proud. I didn't know that. I'm really proud that they took that initiative.
We will have that game for you on WOSN 10:30 on Friday night, so you can get a chance. I don't think you guys will be home yet, but it'll re-air a lot, so you can look forward to that. We thank Lee Kinsel for being a part of today's broadcast. Also thank Frickers for hosting 4 Van Wert County Hospital tip-off teams for basketball. Wayne Trace football still going here. We thank you for joining us on WOSN.